Friends, welcome back. I am so excited to share this post with you guys. But before we get started, here's what I need you guys to do. I need y'all to pause this video quickly and go ahead and get whatever your party favors are, right? Because it's a vibe tonight. We're going to be making love to the mind. I have my candles burning. I don't smoke or drink or anything like that. But if that's your vibe, do your thing or whatever. But tonight I want you to kind of just feel the vibe, right? And let the words do what it does. I want to share this with you quickly as you're getting your party favors, because that's what you're supposed to be doing right now. I shared this post earlier in the week with a gentleman while it was in its rough draft phase. And he said to me, as soon as you started talking, the first thing I did was close my eyes. So I want to invite you guys to share in that experience. I want to invite you to just close your eyes and feel the words and let the words do what it does, right? But of course, engage and indulge in your party favors first, so you can kind of just take this ride with us. This post was a lot of fun to write because I was playing with a lot of different topics. So we kind of get into some ancient civilizations. We're talking about geometry a little bit. Of course, we're talking about toxicity and love. And then we get into like construction some, right? Because this post is called Building Houses, Not Homes. So let's just get right into it. Building houses, not homes. Sacred love is everything. It is treasures cascading from the lunation triangle, an open vault revealing temples and locations, powered by geometry, bringing the heavens to the earth, as above, so below. A hexagram of interlocking triangles perfected in harmony, rendering kindness with pellets of splendor, as we build foundations rooted in union with the universe. Love. It is everything. It is sacred power guided by the cosmos, the solar temple of Heliopolis housing the masculine energy that is the sun, as it encapsulates the moon in her feminine power. Technologically advanced electromagnetic fields propelling you to build like Imhotep, an alchemist of your home, one that creates gems out of stones, gently carved lalibela. It's celestial space right here on planet Earth. Engaging in the power of divination, Isis prepares you for the fertility that invites the unfolding of the purpose of the soul. That purpose? It is the love that is found in the sacred space of the heart. This is home, providing you with sanctuary. It is special, reserved just for you. A structure created to provide shelter, foregoing materialism, in order to gain enlightenment of the soul, moving man into oneness with the universe. Transcendence of the self. Consciousness that reveals the microcosm of the tree of life. And the Kabbalistic beliefs of the Ark of the Covenant. A chest with the key, residing in Solomon's temple, showcasing wisdom. The perfected body with an eye that sits at the top of the pyramid, activated. Access granted, which precedes the awakening. Promptly releasing the big ego of its desire to substitute homes for houses. A dream world foolishly hoping to secure respect, money, and perceived power. Stifled by your hands dirty with stains of bad vibrations that echoes poverty consciousness. But respect is earned through authenticity, and riches are provided only after the sacrifice, which explains why I've lost my standards, continually begging for mammon to fill the abyss deep within the pits of my soul, myself unable to understand my senses, losing foresight, savoring the taste of what's left of his foreskin, penetrating sealers that mask my reputation as a gold-digging, modern-day sex worker concealed as a spouse, inviting him to pleasure me the way he does his other lovers as he brews his morning coffee, powering up for the day. And power. I was sent by God to control this man. I meant this prefab house in the desert, propped up on concrete slabs with bars and leashes and chains. But free spirits won't be chained. Instead, they roam the earth disrupting traditions, using technology as a conduit, electric wires connecting freedom to love. But he doesn't know better, preempting seers in the magnifying of the blueprint and the foundation. Versed in the age of absolutism and the importance of being the cornerstone of authority, foolishly thinking his future I can control. I am his jailer and my own, popping pills to ease my anxiety for the reality that is the chaos I've created. Attempting to change what is destined to be, forgoing the land, underestimating the importance of a foundation built on transparency. Only to later discover that the fourth house in your natal home was built on soil that forces you to see the trapezoidal prism that is your foundation. The land is unstable, sewer sludge side sloping, seeking support from retainer walls. That now creates a division of the matrimonial vows. Materials rejected by the masons, builders using blocks that blocks your intuition. Four of Wands pillars, adorned with revolving doors of karma, managed by the universe to secure the house. There is no way out. Windows displaying 60,000 worth of materials that houses secrets and lies. Breaking mirrors of chaos and magical reflections that conceals a decade's worth of pretense. Myopic viewpoints of the union higher than the Zimbabwe wall, erected because the initial fence of boundaries were not honored. It hinders your sight on the importance of the location. Ritual landscapes of circles of forced unions, using lunar cycles to seal the broken mirrors, reflecting the loop of your emotional trauma bond that forcefully binds these lost souls. Decks out in black, creating a shield for yourself, hoping to avoid the nightmares of darkness that now consumes your mind. Dystopian surrealism mold of pictures hung on the crumbling walls. A geometrical pairing of nefarious energies, seeking to force circles into squares and squares into triangles, leaving edges exposed in the cold. Heartless necrophiliacs, feasting on frostbitten bodies of women buried in the memories I so desperately tried to conceal in our backyards of land filled and fields of purple lilac. Spiritual interference to conceal our truth, enabling his behavior as he rips hearts out of bodies, resounding thoughts in the footsteps of Pharaoh. Akhenaten sandals blemished, made with birch twigs and blocked heels, secured by stolen gifts, cards and rubber thongs concealing fake pregnancies as miscarriages. Barbaric cannibals, Carthage Hannibal leading this war of conquest. It feels like a modern-day remix of the fall of the Roman Empire. Bringing this house into wartime. My only vice is claiming victory through polarizing filters of deceit. I shift in blame, fighting for my right to be financially supported by him. After all, I made him. Him fighting for his freedom and desire to escape the mental prison we share. Pitting humanity against divinity, struggling to find harmony in the merging of the two. Stuck in our ego, seductive and glamorous, the aftermath of drunken nights that leaves us feeling like mummies, draped in resin, epoxy pathways that leads to unending construction zones of toxicity and house ruins managed by trackless backhoes. This job is messy and involves continuous packages of soap, stones from Amazon, rainforest of crisscross pastures, a monumental cross of redemption, awaiting Christ, ignoring the awakening, stuck in the hell and the havoc I've created for my household. Adding yet another variable, solving for T can sometimes be difficult. Divine timing is at work, as patience is needed to remove this endless supply of waste. Lack of insight erects insidious practices to secure a crumbling dynasty made of dry walls, surrounding G-spots, painting bare wood with strokes of primer that eliminates the processing of the G factor. This is magic. A dark fairy tale love with actions that places a hamper in the unfolding of the celestial love he seeks outside of this house. Chores, they run a gamut. None are exempt from engaging in the work required to maintain this house. Maintenance men and sanitary drivers entertains us. It's role-playing for him, but storytelling of my reality. Playtime without him inciting a kerfuffle as circles crumble. Cookies planted like seeds to evoke jealousy, hoping that he will willingly come home at the end of the workday. But this home that we desire, suggests that we must leave behind everything from love triangles to dating squares in our secretly concealed open union, coming around full circle to rings with vows of a takeover with no true plan beyond investing resources in spiritual materials, blowing money on candles and charms and incense for rituals that forces traditions of premature purchases and contracts that leads to foreclosures and forced closures, secret separations and divorces, leaving bank accounts in red as community investments fail, leaving main streets without merchants. A house incongruous with the mission and true purpose of the soul will never provide sanctuary, just a place of ruins, like the Mayans' Great Plaza, demolished, paving the way for a different edifice, the Jesa Chain Kewil, a temple of power erected, 741 AD, 417, solfeggio frequency, divine perfection, dismantling triangles, moving a house to a home, erecting a Kashite empire of warrior queens grounded in their feminine power, woman who understands the importance of rethinking the concept of power with no desire to relinquish the power of others. Energies balanced as they are divine women of the universe, commanding their own spiritual armies, tapping into ancient wisdom from ancestral lineage to teach humanity about love, while exploring divinity through astrology, science, and mathematics. Like Pythagoras' theorem and sacred geometry, love is also ubiquitous and can be found all around us when we learn to embrace the journey of the soul, a journey orchestrated by the universe and guided by the moon. Ridding bad habits and negative thinking in the final steps of restructuring your house to a home, all recorded by Enoch. Equinox bringing balance using the geometric center of the sun's disk, spiraling upward in the age of the Aquarius, a universal dismantling of old traditions and dated beliefs, a rebellion of the soul, inviting fresh energies into culture, utilizing a blueprint of gardens with blue roses and blue lotus, creating sanctuary, a peaceful home with intellectual discourse, where love is first felt and your intuition serving as conduits that fuels the soul, connecting you to the universe, healing all wounds and making you whole. Oneness, it is everything. It is sacred love. So tell me, what are the fundamental constructs for your home?